Hi, it's the Knitting Concierge. I know you're thinking, what happened to the Knitting Concierge? Well, the store got busy. We have had quite a month in January. And, I did one of those 12-week year plans, and on it was the goal to report a podcast every week. That was a failure, but other goals were met. So I'm going to just pick it up. I've got 8 more weeks in the 12-week year to pick it up. So I'm hoping that we can get ourselves back on track. So this is going to just be a brief little snippet of what's going on in my life, my knitting life. Look what I gave myself. I gave myself a Project 10 redesigned bag in wood smoke. And I want to show you something. It is huge. I'm just telling you. We have 9s and we have 10s and we have more coming in as we speak. But this has a me-size sweater in it. So let me just say, that's not small. And this is, I have all kinds of stuff in here, but look how much space I have. It's huge. I haven't even really attempted to use the pockets yet or anything. I have my Joji thick circular thing in here. I have balls of yarn that I haven't used yet. I have so much stuff, and I can put so much more in here. I literally could put in a whole sweater's worth of yarn plus easily another shawl's worth of sweater in here, easy. So this makes a real nice compact carrying case for when you're traveling. I could even put my purse in here if I wanted to. You know how they say you can only have like one personal item? Well, this is my personal item. Yeah. So this is my personal item. So I can put I have a little crossbody that I use when I travel, so that everything is right there. And I could put that in here as well, in addition to the shawl yarn. Now, I'm probably not talking about a 5 skein shawl, but maybe a 3. Easy. Maybe I could put a 5 skein shawl in here as well, because this is the sweater over here. And I could put the yarn over there. Yeah, I think I could put a 5 skein Joji shawl in here. Pretty sure. Yeah, so this thing is huge. And I haven't even put anything into the little center spot yet. Or anything in the little holders over here. Which, if I was traveling, I probably would do that. So, yeah, if you're like me and you're not a monogamous knitter, I'm a little frisky. Okay, John, just with yarn. Yeah, so I always have a couple of projects going on. The reason, let me just show you what I'm working on. This is Double Sunday, Sand Knits Garn Double Sunday. This is a DK weight yarn. I suppose you could knit it at a worsted weight, but literally it says it's 22 stitches to 4 inches on the package. And I am knitting it with a size 6. And I am making the Petite Knit No Frills sweater because one of our young ladies here, she has now moved to North Carolina, Giselle. She was knitting a no-frill sweater for herself. She had picked it out. She bought the yarn, And she is a rather new knitter, and she was doing fabulously with it. I mean, it came out gorgeous. She used some Leading Men Fiber Arts Dramaturg that we carry here in the store. So beautiful, so beautiful. It was just glowing. And she finished it when she went to North Carolina, and she sent me a picture. I'll have to pull up the picture. Oh, I'm using the phone at the moment, just so you know, before I go and look for my phone while speaking to my phone. Okay, just so you know. Anyway, so I am well into the body. I've split for sleeves. Yeah. And I have to say, this is one of my new favorite yarns. It's so squishy soft. I really like it. And this yarn is not terribly expensive. So yeah. It's so squishy soft. It's really great stitch definition. Look at that. It's really nice. I mean, let's look at the raglan increases. So well defined. Does a nice job. Anyway, so well, that gave me a bug in my ear, and I went away for a week during December with my husband for some, recalibration time. And what happened was I started planning my year out. What could we do to help promote the store? How what could we do? Because this running a yarn store is not like I'm going to go on TV and buy a spot on the Super Bowl. Okay? And yarn stores tend to be very local, unless you're a destination yarn store. And that takes a lot of effort and time to build. So we've only been open. January 24th was our 4-month anniversary. So I decided that we would host a My First Sweater class with this particular sweater. It's pretty easy. It's a top-down raglan. There's nothing fancy in it. It does have short rows and raglan increases right in it to beginning with. I think that is the hardest part of it. Everything else is quite standard. You really can't go wrong with this. I know a lot of people do the Tin Can Knits flax sweater, but I wanted it to be just simple. There's no real purling in here except when you make your ribbing. So I figured we could all just concentrate on the techniques of making the sweater. So we had our first class last week, and from what I'm getting back feedback, they thought that was a great class. And some of them got a little mini class in Magic Loop to make a gauge swatch, because when you're making something in the round, you need to swatch in the round. Now, I did not teach them the flat round one. I just had them do it in the round. And I found out that some of the students had not ever done that. So we had a little impromptu class on that as well. We do offer Magic Loop classes. So if you want to learn that technique, you do need to already know how to knit. This is just a technique in which you use to knit small circumference knitting on a cabled needle. So not a cable needle, a cabled needle, like one with a cable on it. These ones. So we did that, and it went pretty well. I think most everybody was pretty happy with the class. So we're on our way. This Saturday is our class number 2, and and I think most people have already started casting on their neckline, their ribbed collar. So, and I told them to stop there because then we'll learn the raglan increases and the short row method. So, yeah, and that's a 5-week class. We're going to be doing another one for summer. We'll be teaching a summer tee and doing that one as well with fingering weight yarn for the summer, because by the time you wear it here or get it done, and if we do it in the end of March, then by the time you finish with your sweater, it will be full on 90 degrees here at the end of April. So we've had some really chilly weather here. I got to wear some knits, but today it's in the 70s, so I'm back to t-shirt. And this t-shirt is from Yarn Merch. Let me show it to you a little bit. It says, it's yarn chicken time. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I really like that one. I do want the one, I think it's from Rhapsody Dyes, where it's got the dragon and the dragon has got her hoard. Yeah, because that's what John calls my yarn stash, my hoard. I am pretty particular about my hoard, I have to say. So maybe I am. I do have a hoard, maybe. So that's what's going on here. I had to do this sweater, I did put my Alchemist vest to the side. I've done both sides of the fronts. The back is finished. I picked up and knit down both sides for the front, and I will be connecting it and then knitting down. And then all I have to do is the ribbing on the edges and the neck when I finish that. So I'm pretty much, that won't take but a couple of knitting sessions each task. So I'm pretty happy with that. We have ordered, speaking of that one, I'm using Suburban Stitcher tweed, and I think it's almond tweed, but I'm not for sure. And we are getting Suburban Stitcher. The order has been placed, it has been paid for, and it is being dyed. So we're very excited about that. We are refreshing many of our colorways in the Sandnes Garn. We have the Sandnes Garn, especially in the Line, and the Duo, and the Mandarin Petite. Mandarin Petite is a fingering weight, lovely cotton, very good stitch definition, mind you. And the Line is a linen cotton viscose blend. Viscose is a wood pulp. So it is a plant-based fiber, the whole thing. So cotton, linen, and viscose blend. Very nice. Light, airy, breathable for summer. So I'm actually thinking of making something either in Mandarin Petite or Line for our spring sweater knit along. Oh, talk about knit alongs. Did you all see Stephen West's glow along, in which he's going to do the 5 colors of mohair, and 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn. Now he's using tonals for the base of the 2 fingering weights. And we have plenty of tonals. But you use 5 skeins of different colors. Sometimes he had them go and find it on the YouTubes because it's called a glow along, and it starts on March the 3rd or 4th, I think. And so you can go online and purchase the glow along, and there's also a trio where you can purchase the glow along, the shawl, the mystery shawl, and the sock mystery. All three of them in a trio bundle. I don't know if there's a discount or anything. I just noticed that. I haven't actually gone to Ravelry to purchase mine yet. So, but it gives you, and that's available, I think it's available today. February, is today the 4th, the 5th? I don't know. I just know it's Wednesday. Wednesday is the day I go to work at the yarn store. I don't know. It's just Wednesday. I go. And I'm so excited today because I want to really work on my sweater and get it done. And pick up those sleeves. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a reason why some of this stuff, I got some kind of thing right here. Well, maybe here. I was really kind of stuffy. I didn't have fever. I didn't feel terrible. I was tired, but I wasn't terrible. But I couldn't breathe. I had to actually resort to dawn repellent. Now you ask, what is dawn repellent? Well, my husband gets stuffy noses, so he uses Vicks Vapor Rub underneath and puts it on his mustache. And I refuse to. I don't want to. I'm not going to kiss him. I'm not going to even get close to him so we call it dawn repellent. And I had to resort to some dawn repellent on the bottom of my nose, just to be able to breathe, so that I could fall asleep without suffocating. Yeah. So yeah, I took a week pretty easy there for a little while and did that. We also have so we had a little escapade here 2 Sundays ago. It was our Crochet 101 class, and Miss Dawn has got to learn to say no. That's all there is to it. So we had one person signed up for our Crochet 101 class, and Naya's just coming in. And we had our Crochet 101 class, and we had one person signed up. And then on Saturday, I was going to Sunkissed Fiber Festival because we had sponsored Sunkissed Fiber Festival bags on both Saturday and Sunday. And so I went over to scope it out and see what was going on over there. And while it was a very pleasant little excursion, Carolyn and I went over. And I did buy some things. I bought a yarn baby. Oh, will you bring my yarn baby over, yeah. Naya? I bought a yarn baby. So we went over there. There were some, I think, things that can be improved. I mean, this was the first year that she had it. Thanks. Did you finish your? Hold on. Did you finish?
No, I'm like...
She's so close to finishing her baby blanket that she has been knitting on since I have met her. She's this close.
Is this a feature in the YouTubes?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Have a feature in the YouTubes. Come sit. We'll move you over. Oh, there you go. You want to do it? Oh, look! You're making progress. Look, it says love up there. And it has the mama bear and the baby bear.
I'm
down
on
here.
rest rows right now.
Oh.
And then the border.
And then the border. Look at that. I told you she was this close.
So big. gosh.
In the meantime, she's knit like 2 pairs of socks
Okay.
because we're having a sock summit year here at a Knitting Concierge. And some of our, Tony, our newest knitter of socks, she is on her 3rd pair of socks for January. I don't think she finished the 3rd pair in January, but she's like down to like the toes, I think, of the 3rd pair. Granted, 1 pair was a DK pair and 1 was a sport weight. And she knit them out of some of my stash of Knit Spin Farm. And she was just so excited about this. She just can't stop knitting socks. She's going to house of fire. So we have a mountain now. I'll show you that in a minute. That we're going to put little people on as they go up. So that, because there's prizes involved when you reach certain levels of accomplishment. And all you have to do is knit 10 pairs of socks in the year. We're giving you a couple of months off just in case you got a vacation or something. But I don't know about you, but on vacation, that's when I knit my socks a lot. Because they're easy to knit in the car or on the plane. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that's happening. Oh, and so we were talking about Sunkissed Fiber Festival. So Sunkissed Fiber Festival was a pleasant place. It had lots of vendors, a few vendors that I had not met before, some farm vendors, and this is what I bought from one of the farm vendors from Dressau Family Farm. And this is a mixture of Cormo and Pulpe and DK weight. It's undyed, high twist, and I'm seriously thinking I've got 2,727 yards, and I got a deal on it. $80 for the whole thing, for almost 3,000 yards of wool. I was seriously thinking of making John the fisherman's an Aran fisherman sweater out of the undyed yarn. I think it'd be perfect. The Cormo and Pulpe are just fluffy, spongy, bouncy yarns. So that should be very nice for stitch definition for the cables and whatnot. I'm not much of a cable girl, but if you're going to make an Aran fisherman sweater, guess what? I do think it's a requirement to have cables, somewhere. So that's on my list of things to do. We might actually make that into a class or something over the summer when we have more time, because we'll be knitting our Rhinebeck sweaters over the summer as well. So we'll have a Rhinebeck along in there. But back to alongs. So we're going to, here at Knitting Concierge, we're going to encourage our people to participate in the Stevens West Glow Along with the mohair and the 2 skeins of fingering weight yarn to make a shawl. So it's going to be during March. So that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun. And he said he has a couple, it's going to be pretty easy. He said there's nothing going to be terribly new about it, but it's going to have some new construction methods. So I have a feeling we might have to pick up some stitches here or there or put some stitches on hold or something of that nature. He's notorious for doing things in pieces and building construction. And it's, the shawl is like an architect designed it, which is not a bad thing. Makes for an interesting knitting experience and an interesting looking shawl. What I liked about this one, particularly this glow along, is that while he is known for knitting things in these wild colors, he showed a lot of different swatches this time of different ways, and you could do the the yarn, how it would look different if you had a dark yarn compared to a light yarn with the same color of 5 choices of mohair. He had like crayon colors. He had red colors with peaches. He had some very neutral colors. He had greens. He had blues. He had purples. He had all these different mashes of mohair and the fingering weight yarn. And I was really actually quite impressed with this effort on his part to show people what could happen when you combine mohair with different colors of the same yarn. I thought it was quite impressive on his part. Because usually, you get the shawl and it's made in glowing colors, of which I would never wear. But I really wanted to make some of his shawls, but I'm not one to, sometimes I have a hard time seeing past his color choices. So what I had done in the past was I would go in after and I would go in and look at other people's projects that were better at looking past the color and choosing colors that would go more with my palette. And I think that his efforts this time really sold me on doing this mystery knit with him. It is a mystery. I think each week you'll have downloads to do. So I think there's 4 or 5 downloads. So if you want to come and knit along with us, we'll be getting more colors of mohair in to do this with. Or you can take some that he suggested, even if you had some in your stash, like get a skein of mohair left over from something and then put 4 more with it and then pick 2 skeins. Most of us have 2 skeins of something that match, that we could go in here, 2 skeins of fingering weight, and then we could do that there. So I think that's an exciting thing for March to come along. We also have a Sophie class coming up. We have a Magic Loop class coming up. We have a Ravelry 101 class, because so many of our knitters are not on Ravelry. And we really need to get them on Ravelry and interacting and keeping up with that. That's where all the patterns reside, and you can keep them forever. And you can buy books online as well and keep all of those things together. It's nice to have a book to look through. As a matter of fact, Rowan, Mary, our rep from Rowan, came by and she left some of these books here with us. And I just want to knit almost everything out of this book. I'm just telling you, right there. And this one is made out of pure alpaca. So guess what we're going to get in the store in the fall? Because I want to make this book. I don't want to just make one. I want to make them all. So that's what's going on here at the Knitting Concierge. We've got a lot of exciting things going on. We are going to, we have our Knitting 101 classes, our Crochet 101 classes. We have a Knitting and Crochet 102 classes where you learn increases and decreases and bind offs and things like that. So come on in, sign up. They're all going to be online, so you can sign up there too. But we are going to have new rules about our class, new class policies. So there will be limits to the classes, and you'll have to be able to be signed up in advance for the class. If it is closed, you can call the shop and see if we do have space, but we're going to close it in advance of the class so that we don't have any surprises. That never goes very smoothly. So we want people to be successful in our classes. We want to limit the number of people in the classes so that you get the positive attention that you want in a class. I mean, you're paying for our attention, as well as our knowledge. So, and when you do take a class from the Knitting Concierge, that entitles you to help during the week. Say you run into a problem and you're working on your project and you want some help with that project, you just come on in and we'll help you. We don't charge for that kind of help. So just come on in. We'll help pick up that stitch, and you're like, or the one where, I don't know, it doesn't look right. We'll help with that too. Just come on in. We want to be friendly, we want to be warm, and we want you to join our community. So come on in. Knitting Concierge, we're open Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesdays we're here sometimes a little later because we have knit night that night. But we have knit table every day. You can come in, drop in anytime. And then on Saturday, we're open from 10 to 4. And on Sunday, we are open from 10 a.m. in the morning to approximately 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes we're here later than that. Sometimes people go home early. But generally, we're here until about 8 o'clock at night on Sunday. It's a big day here at the Knitting Concierge. Join us. We have socks going on. We have sweaters going on. We have shawls going on. Everyone seems to be making a beret, and mohair is hot right now. People are making sweaters out of knitting 2 skeins of mohair together. Some people, Sabina is making a V, just a regular everyday V shawl by holding 2 skeins of mohair together. So beautiful. So beautiful. And the sweater that Diane is making, which is a no frills, no, it's not a no frills sweater. It's a petite knit one, but it's held with 2 skeins of mohair together. I can't remember which one it was. Do you remember the name of her sweater that she's making, Diane, with the 2 strands of mohair?
No idea.
I'm talking to Naya.
It's gold.
I know. It's this color.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
It just glows. And she's holding it together. It is so beautiful. And if I was a mohair, like mohair girl, fluffy girl, I'd be knitting this. I am a very tailored kind of a girl. I really like stitch definition. I like color work. But this one is so beautiful. Oh my Lord, so beautiful. Anyway, we had to restock that yarn because the people were like, I want one that too. So come join us here at the Knitting Concierge at 216 North Federal Highway in Lake Park, Florida, which is just between Riviera Beach and North Palm Beach, right off of I-95. Come down Blue Heron or North Lake and hit US 1. And we're right across from Nautilus 220. So come and see us. See me, Naya, me, and Yami anytime. Talk to you later. Bye.